Hey guys, Aaron here. So today I'm going to be going over how to transition a floating floor. So it could be, most likely it's vinyl, but it could be laminate as well. But some kind of a floating floor up to a bathtub or shower. Now I've seen a few different ways to do this, but this is kind of the way that I've been taught to do it for years now. It definitely stops the water from getting underneath the floor, and it works pretty well, and it's pretty easy to do. So let's get into it. All right, so as I said, there's a couple of different ways I've seen this done. The first one is to put some silicone just right in here into this gap. And here is a little bit better. This is a little bit tight right here. But usually you want about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch gap that runs along here. And that's going to be on both sides. And that's because you want to have the floor needs the ability to flex and move. And that's pretty standard with all floating floors. So like I said, one way is to fill it with a silicone based sealant, not your standard like window sealant, like your standard caulks, anything like that. You want a silicone base here, and that's so the floor can still flex. I'm not a huge fan of that, and that's mainly because it doesn't look very good. Usually in that case, all you see is the silicone, and you'll still see the floor, or you'll see a white strip here. So what I'm going to do is a little bit different. All right, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to install this. What it is PVC trim. Now this, you can find this usually at your local hardware store. You could find this in quarter round, or you could find it in something with a little bit more design. This is going to be a little bit thinner, and it'll usually cover this up. And what you're going to do is you're just going to put it down like that. And I'll show you how to do that. Next, I'm just going to take my tape measure here and get a measurement. This is a pretty small area, so don't get a lot of room to work here. And I'm going to come out to about 32 7/8. Then I'm going to go cut this. Now, if you have a miter saw, that'll work. If you have some shears, that'll work too. But I'm going to go find something to cut this with. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of tools where I'm at, so I'm just going to use a pair of wire cutters. All right, now that it's cut, I'm going to go ahead and set it in there and make sure it fits all right. That looks like it fits fine. Back out here. Then I'm going to take some silicone here. Now clear or white, it doesn't really matter. But you're just going to use some kind of silicone. In this case, this is just a small job, so I just bought a little tube. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a bead along the back side of this. Now this is the side that will go up against the shower or your tub. So this side right here, not the side that's going to go on your floor. Now if you wanted to, you could definitely run a bead of silicone here down at the bottom and you'd be fine. You don't have to. This floor is eventually going to get replaced, so I'm not going to worry about running a bead down there. But what I'm going to do is just run a bead of silicone here. Okay. And I'm going to push this up against the wall here. Now, run my finger along the top. Just want to make sure it fills up that gap right there, because that's where we want our water. We want this to be watertight, right there. Now, once that's in place and you've got your silicone on, I'm going to take some tape here. I'm just going to apply it just to make sure it doesn't move on me, because it will try to pull away. put a little tape there. Now, like I said, I'm gonna put a little tape so it doesn't move, and the reason for that is we need this to cure, and it takes about 24 hours for it to cure. So you want to do this at a point where before you get it wet, you want at least 24 hours just to let it cure. Then if you can, when you're done with that, you can come back and just make sure there's no gaps. If there are, you can go ahead and fill that with silicone again. But that's really all there is to it. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.